Sanyo Electric rise and fall. In the ruins of post-war Japan, the birth of Sanyo Electric felt like an unexpected continuation. It wasn't a company that came out of nowhere, but rather a fragment of Panasonic's spirit that had broken away. Its founder, Toshio Iue, was the brother-in-law of Konosuke Matsushita and one of his earliest business partners. Matsushita later became the symbol of Japan's home appliance industry. He founded Matsushita Electric. Known today as Panasonic, Iue, meanwhile, was the man who left his side, determined to start something of his own. After World War II, Japan's economy was in shambles. To prevent the resurgence of the old financial conglomerates, the Allied occupation authorities ordered large corporations to be dismantled. Matsushita Electric was forced to split up, with parts of its business and equipment spun off. In that setting, Toshio Iue took some of the leftover machinery and a few trusted colleagues and founded Sanyo Electric in Osaka in 1947. The name Sanyo, meaning three oceans, the Pacific, the Atlantic, and the Indian, symbolized the dream of sending Japanese products across the world. Japan was just beginning to rebuild, and Sanyo's first business was a bicycle generator lamp, a small, inexpensive but practical device. In an era when electric lights were scarce, it literally illuminated the night roads for many Japanese people. Sanyo's real breakthrough came in 1954, when it released Japan's first pulsator-type washing machine. Before then, washing machines were expensive luxuries that only wealthy households could afford. They were bulky, noisy, and rough on clothing. Iue believed that if an electrical appliance couldn't be used by ordinary people, it couldn't be called progress. So Sanyo created a new design, a rotating impeller at the bottom of the tub that generated water currents, letting clothes move naturally in the wash. It used less electricity and water and was gentler on fabrics. Most importantly, it cost only half as much as competing products. Newspapers at the time summed it up in one line: Sanyo has brought the electric washing machine into the kitchens of ordinary families. That product made Sanyo famous overnight. Its approach, technological innovation plus affordable pricing, opened the market and established its core identity, making reliable appliances for ordinary people. This was Sanyo's first principle and the heart of its brand philosophy. Over the next decade, it expanded into nearly every sector of home electronics: televisions, radios, refrigerators, air conditioners, VCRs, and camcorders, using the same logic. Unlike Sony, which targeted the premium segment, Sanyo positioned itself as a national brand, offering technology everyone could afford. During Japan's economic boom of the 1960s, household appliances became a key export industry. Sanyo seized the moment, opening its first overseas factory in Hong Kong in 1961. Well ahead of many rivals, by the 1970s, its products were sold in more than 50 countries, and Sanyo was recognized worldwide as a Japanese brand. Its advertising slogan, "The Science of Life," captured the idea that technology could make life more powerful. The company grew rapidly, employing over 100,000 people and ranking among Japan's top 5 electronics firms alongside Panasonic, Hitachi, Toshiba, and Sony. Yet Sanyo's fate was never far from Panasonic's. It was born outside the Matsushita structure but carried the same DNA, focused on production, manufacturing, and expansion. By the 1980s, that model had become a burden. The global electronics industry was shifting from an age of manufacturing to an age of branding and design, where competition was driven not only by functionality but also by user experience and creativity. Sony had the Walkman, Toshiba pivoted to computers, and Panasonic focused on imaging devices. Sanyo tried to follow by entering semiconductors, solar cells, and communications equipment. But its problem was clear: it did everything yet mastered nothing. Diversification blurred its focus and tangled its management. In the 1990s, Japan's economic bubble burst. Consumer spending declined, exports weakened, and Sanyo's traditional home appliance business was hit hard. Its brand grew stale and its new ventures were still immature. To make matters worse, South Korea's Samsung and LG entered the market with lower costs, and Chinese manufacturers began to rise. Sanyo's old affordable advantage vanished. Its televisions and appliances were forced into discount sales to clear inventory, and profits shrank to almost nothing. In 2004, the Chuitsu earthquake in Niigata dealt the company its final blow. The disaster severely damaged Sanyo's semiconductor plant, causing billions of dollars in losses and pushing its finances to the brink. Management launched the Sanyo Evolution Project, an ambitious plan to rebuild the company around green energy, focusing on solar panels and lithium batteries. The vision was remarkably forward-looking just a few years later. Electric vehicles and renewable energy would take off, but for Sanyo, it was too late. With too little capital, massive debt, and an overgrown bureaucracy, the transformation never took hold. Starting in 2005, Sanyo posted massive losses year after year. Shareholders, banks, and employees all lost confidence. Then a familiar name reappeared: Panasonic. In 2008, Panasonic announced it would acquire Sanyo Electric for about 900 billion yen, citing the need to integrate green energy and battery technologies. To outsiders, it was both a practical and symbolic move. The company Matsushita had once been forced to divide was returning home 60 years later. By 2011, Sanyo was delisted from the Tokyo Stock Exchange and fully absorbed into the Panasonic Group. In 2012, Panasonic discontinued the Sanyo brand in Japan. Sanyo's televisions, refrigerators, cameras, and washing machines were either merged or sold off, and the brand disappeared entirely. That year, Japanese media used one word to describe it: rin, meaning the cycle of fate. Sanyo's disappearance was not merely a corporate failure, but a reflection of the transformation of Japan's manufacturing industry. Its rise had been powered by the scale and efficiency of the post-war industrial age, and its fall came from the global era's demand for flexibility and branding. Toshio Iue brought modern appliances into ordinary homes and made affordable technology part of Japan's identity. But as the world's manufacturing centers shifted to cheaper, faster-moving countries, Sanyo's heavy, all-encompassing structure could no longer keep pace. Sanyo was born from Panasonic and eventually reclaimed by it, not as irony, but as a completed circle. The history of Sanyo Electric is written entirely into the DNA of Japanese manufacturing, born from post-war recovery, thriving in the golden age of industry, fading in the age of global competition, and ultimately returning to its origin. It was more than a company's destiny. It was the fate of an entire manufacturing empire. Thank you for watching.